Hello and good afternoon, guys. Welcome to MQ Convenience Brokerage. My name is Mohammed. In this video, we're going to go over some insurance sample for property and casualty insurance tests. For those people that don't know what this is, in order for you to become a property casualty broker or an agent in New York State or in general around the United States, you need to take the property and casualty test. It's the test. It's not easy, to be honest with you. It's one of the hardest tests that I know that I took and taken so far. Other people might give you a little bit their own opinion about it, but I felt it was a little bit harder. You do have to study for it. It's not something that you can just go and say, you know what, I'm just gonna wing it. No, it's not gonna happen. You do have to study for it. So what I'm gonna give you right now is just a sample questions, not questions, but a sample format of what type of test, questions they might ask you and where to study from and everything. But if you checked out my channel, I do have a lot of videos on multiple choice questions. I do go over some of the formats of the test as well. I go over some of the booklets on where I studied from. I explain to it and everything. So check out my channel, and obviously you'll see more about it. Today it's going to be about multiple diverse topics, but I felt like this has been more important. Obviously, the test will consist of multiple parts of the sections of the booklet that they give you. Again, every state has their own thing, so I'm just going to go over the New York State one at least a little bit more than anything else. So coverage B is personal and advertising injury. So the company will pay on behalf of the insured, which is the person that buys insurance company. So insured is a person, like, let's say for example, we have a car, correct? We pay for the coverage for the car, correct? We pay, either liability or full coverage. Basic understanding terms. Well, we are the insured because we own the car. Anything that we own, we're the insured. The company will be the insurance company. The company owns the company. The broker will be the one selling you the product. The agent will be the one selling you that product. Now, the difference between a broker and an agent, I'm just going a little bit off topic, but it's also related to the test. A lot of people do not understand what's the difference between a broker and an agent. Well, agent will represent the company. Agent is loyal to one company. They will sell you one company. Now, a lot of people ask, well, who is an agent around the United States? Well, it's well-known people, well-known companies. Allstate is an agent. State Farm is an agent. Geico is an agent. Liberty Mutual is an agent. These agents, the people that work for them will sell the company. If you go to Allstate will sell you their insurance obviously. If you go to State Farm, they will do that. A broker, on the other hand, is not loyal to the company. The broker is working for the insured. They will help you get either the cheapest one or the best one. They are not loyal to the company. They are loyal to the insurance people. To insurance people meaning the insured, should I say. So they are going to get you whatever the best product it is for those people. So keep this in mind. Now, personal injury, what it is. So personal injury is other than bodily injury, such as hurting a person's good name, reputation, arising out of such things as follows. So, personal injury could be libel and slander, detaining someone against their will, wrongful injury or eviction of a person, violating a person's right to privacy. So that is personal injury. Now, advertising injury is a little bit different. This is covered if caused by an offense committed by the insured in advertising their goods, products, or service. Injury must arise out of one or more of the following offenses: oral or written publication of a material that slanders or libels a person, misappropriation of advertising idea or style, infringement of copyright titles or slogans. So anytime if we put some false information about a person, we are able to be getting sued by that person if that person goes to court and does everything, because we are technically using advertising injury against them. Exclusion for coverage B. So what's an exclusion? Well, there are certain things. Coverage B will be known as a personal and advertising injury. Keep this in mind. So exclusions could be the insured knows the oral written publication is false. So let's say you know it, and obviously that's going to be an exclusion, and you obviously give permission. Willfully violates the law, a breach of contracts, the failure of goods to conform to advertised quality, the wrongful description of the price of goods, products, or services, an offense committed by the insured whose business is advertising, broadcast, publishing, and telecasting. These are some of the exclusions. Supplement payment under coverage A and B. In addition to the limits of liability, the company agrees to pay all defense and court costs that occur So these are something you have if you have insurance on it. So sometimes when you go to, if you have a liability for $1 million, personal and advertisement injury will be included in it. So basically, for those people that are, let's say, for example, CEOs, CFOs, higher amount of people that, like basketball players or stuff like that, they might be under coverage B. It's kind of like a coverage where a person will buy it, just in case if the person end up getting sued, so they will be covered. A lot of people will have it, but obviously they're not gonna display it saying they have it. They don't want people to start knowing it and they can use it or abuse it. So they have it just in case if someone end up accusing them, or they end up doing something by accident, with not no own intentions. So they do have this coverage as well. Supplement payments under coverage A and B. Again, all defense costs occur. The cost of bail bonds for up to $250. The cost of appeal bonds and bonds to release attachments. Any other reasonable expense occurred by the insured of the company. Coverage C is known as medical payments. So obviously, medical payment is the company agrees to pay the necessary medical expenses occur within 1 year of an accident. So you have 1 year, causing bodily injury under the premise operation of liability exposure. So again, coverage B is personal advertising injury, and coverage C is medical payments, meaning bodily injury whenever we get hurt. Exclusions is any insured or person hired to work for the insured, tenants of the insured, person involved in an athletic contest, and personal injury resulting from the product's completed operation liability exposure. So again, medical expenses, these are excluded, meaning they're not covered. If you have a tenant in your home, right? So let's say, for example, tenants they live there, this is their home. They slip and fall in the house of the confinement of the house. They're not able to sue you. Why? Because you're living there. They can't claim medical benefits from the landlord since they live there. They are excluded from it. Again, the tenants go 4 houses down and slip over there. That's completely different. They don't live there. But as long as you live in your own area, you cannot claim medical expenses. You can't trip on your own home and saying, you know what, I got hurt, now my company has to pay for it, my homeowner or stuff like that. No, that's not going to work. One of the other exclusion is any insured or person hired to work for the insured. Again, what do we have? We have something called workers' compensation. That's completely different than the medical payments. Workers' compensation will be covering your medical expenses, but that's different than the medical payments. Who is an insured? Again, I already covered who is an insured. It could be anyone. You could, insured it could be a partner, it could be an officer, it could be a director, it could be an employee, depending on whoever you're purchasing the insurance from. Others insured, obviously there are other insured as well besides the list of people. Any person or organization while acting as a real estate manager. Any newly acquired or formed organization for such insured has a majority interest is covered automatically for 90 days or the end of the policy period, whichever is earlier. Obviously, all these are other insured. What is mobile equipment? Well, a lot of people ask, what is that? Mobile equipment is covered for bodily injury or property damage. It is a land vehicle excluded any attachment equipment provided. Classic example, an RV. It is designed to use primarily off public roads, maintained for use solely on or near the premises. Vehicle that travels or crawlers treads, contracted similar type equipment such as excavators, cranes, and payloads. So that's a mobile equipment. That's just basic terminology. You need to learn what it is. Section 3, limits of liability. A CGL policy has 2 separate sublines of coverage. General aggravated policy includes the premise operation and liability exposure, and product completed operation aggravator. One policy occurrence limit applies to both. However, there are 2 separate aggravated limits which are reduced by the payment of each loss. Obviously, they handle a little bit different, which I'll cover later on. Let me see what else I can shoot. I'm gonna try to go over the main points where they might ask you with the test question, so bear with me. How is CGL policy rated? Types of risk are broken down to 4 major groups are rated as follows: mercantile, manufacturing, contracting and service, and building and premises. These are the 4 parts of the policy rate. Keep this in mind. Section 3, crime. Now, this is something that is better to know as a broker or an agent, because this is something that you might come across with insured. All right. Learning the definition of burglary. Obviously, a burglary is anyone that unlawfully comes into a person's home and takes some stuff. That's a burglary. A robbery, again, is something taking a person's property at that time, at that location, forcefully. Okay? Safe burglary is property from within a locked safe or vault by a person unlawfully entering the safe. Obviously, safe burglary. Theft is an act of stealing. It could be anything. Premises under crime. Obviously, premises are locations where you are. A watch person is basically any person insured retains to have care and custody of the property inside the premises. Security guard is one of them. Custodian, obviously people that clean up and everything. Messenger, the insured or partner of or employee having care and custody of the property outside the premises. That's a messenger. Now, in the insurance test, crime is one of the questions they might ask you during the exam. So the more you know, the better it is. The crime declaration form is part 1. The common policy condition form. These are some of the forms you don't need to learn for the test, but obviously these are forms that might help you, especially when you become a broker. The crime general provision form. Exclusions and general conditions. Let's go over. Let me see what else. That's about it. The main parts that I talked about in insurance were these. Again, this is something just sample. Again, this is just an insurance sample. Terminology, questions, and everything they'll ask you. The test again consists of 120 questions. More or less, I think you need 70 to pass. They do change the formats of the questions time and time again, so keep this in mind. But you do need 70 to pass the test. This is just a taste of the test, meaning that the majority of the bulk of the test are different topics. You'll get, obviously, if you plan to become a property and casualty broker / agent, the test is going to consist of questions like, they'll ask you, what type of policy consists of these such and such. I can't think of the question on the top of my head right now. To be honest with you, it's very hard to make up a test question right then and there. But test question is going to be consisting of something like this. They'll read through something over here, and obviously they'll make up a test question. Which of the following it consists of personal injury? Which of the following does not consist of personal injury? And they'll have 3 correct answers and 1 wrong answer, or 3 wrong answers, 1 correct answers. It's very tricky, to be honest with you. This test is not easy. Again, you do have to work hard for it. You're not going to pass the first time. If you do, that's good for you. If not, keep on trying, keep on taking the test. This test will test you a lot. Try to do a lot of practice test questions online for free. If not, then purchase something from Kaplan or somewhere. Obviously, if you're going through a school, ask them to give you some type of sample test questions, which also helps out a lot. Just keep on doing test questions again and again and again, and just keep practicing on it. With that being said, that's about it. Thank you again, guys, for watching this video. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed it. If you guys have any other questions, comment, concern, please comment, like, subscribe. I'll try my best on my part to help you as much as I can to clarify any confusion you guys have. Thank you again, guys, for watching this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Thank you.